So at the moment, yes, we're living through COVID. And, fingers crossed, it won't be forever. But, and we do have COVID restrictions about evictions for rental arrears. And that's mostly about non-payment of rent. Now, let's move on from that, remembering, but the government's also set extended notice periods for certain other lease termination reasons to 90 days. So there used to be 14, 21, 30, a whole range of different notice periods. These new or changes to legislation with the COVID legislation is temporary. In the legislation, it states it's for the COVID-19 period. That is, and we've looked in numerous places and we've come up with the best definition of COVID-19 period being the time that JobKeeper is being paid. Now, at first, we thought, okay, that's going to finish on the 27th of September. Well, now it's through to March. Different categories, different requirements, different amounts, but it's still the COVID-19 period. So as far as this is going at this stage, and of course, everything can change overnight, but as of today, then the COVID-19 period is running till March, and so these 90-day notices will stand up. So they apply, the 90-day notices apply when you're ending a fixed-term agreement, a periodic agreement, or you're just ending a tenancy because of a breach of agreement other than for non-payment of rent or any charges. Okay, so that's the 90 days. So if the property is sold, it's still a 30-day notice, remembering that the normal settlement period has remained at 42 days. Obviously, everything in here is negotiable. But the sale one, because the tenant knows if a property is for sale, that once there is actually, there's an exchange on a property, they've got 30 days. And obviously, through this period, the communication is probably your most important part of your job. You're looking at, okay, well, what have I got to do here to make sure that the person actually does move out, or the tenants move out when they have to move out? Talk to them is, possibly the best thing you do. So, if the property's for sale, talk to them about, well, look, unless an investor buys it, we're looking at, you will get a 30-day notice. That has not, and remind them that has not changed due to COVID. The other ones are, it's the fixed term agreement, the periodic, ending a tenancy for fixed term, periodic, or for a breach of the agreement other than rent and charges. Okay, so that's the 90-day notice. Sale of a property is still a 30-day notice. You have to serve the notice on whatever term it is. You wait the 90 days. If the tenant has not moved out, that's when it becomes an NCAT matter, when you submit to NCAT. Because if you submit to NCAT after 1 week because the tenant says, well, I'm not moving, well, yeah, you can do that. But it's not going to be heard until after the end of the 90 days anyway. So, it's if you're getting very clear indication from your tenant closer to the 90 days that they are telling you in no uncertain terms and in writing via email that they're not moving out at the 90 days, then I would suggest that's probably the time to start making an application to NCAT. Still not going to be heard until after the 90 days, but at least your application will be in. And obviously that would form all of that information and your evidence around the fact that the tenant's saying they're not going, then that needs to be submitted as part of your case.